Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Today I'm going to show you just what to do with all those leftovers. Actually, this recipe is so simple. I'm not sure if I invented it or somebody else probably did some version of it before I found it. But I've been doing it for several years, and it's a great way to use leftovers of any kind, not just turkey, mashed potatoes, and stuffing, but I've also done it with corned beef and cabbage. I've done it with meatballs and sausage with cheese. Just about any leftovers you have can be quickly made into a great appetizer or dinner or to go with you to a party that everybody loves. It's a good old Oriental Americanized egg roll. The wrappers I'm using are Nasoya, and it is, I have a picture of it and I'll show you that right now. So these egg roll wrappers are so handy, and the instructions on how to roll them, there's a couple of different ways that just find whatever works the easiest for you. I use a little bit of water to seal the ends, but you could use egg, whatever you want. When I'm all done and I have this tray all full, I'm going to go ahead and fry them. So I will show you that as well. This is the full egg roll wrapper, not to be confused with the little spring roll wrapper, because boy, if you can stuff those, you're really good. I make mine kind of fat, and you can have a couple as a meal, or like I said, bring a tray of them to a party, and everybody goes crazy for them. You can cut them in half because they do get kind of large. But so there's all kinds of recipes on the back of these, but this is one of the many I do myself. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the turkey leftovers, and this piece happens to be just about what I need, and just slice it into little strips. You don't want them so fat that you can't roll them. And I am going to add, I have two kinds of stuffing I made. One was with bacon and cheese, which is my favorite, and then just the regular old vegetable stuffing with nothing fancy in it. So we have a few pieces of meat done, so I'll show you a couple of these, and then I'll roll them a couple ways to give you an idea. So you want to set it in the center, and I'm going to take a scoop of potatoes and just kind of mash that in there. And you kind of have to vary the amount so that you can still roll it. You play with it a little bit. And the first one might not be perfect. And yes, I used my fingers. And yes, I did just wash my hands. So now that that's out of the way, if that really bugs you, don't make it with your fingers. I don't like wearing gloves. I need to feel texture. Okay, so there we have potatoes, stuffing, and turkey. So this is going to become a turkey egg roll or a Thanksgiving egg roll. Now I'm going to put a little water because that's going to help me seal this up when I get down there. So the first thing I want to do is I want to cross this over and kind of push your roll down a little bit. Fold your corners in without trying to rip the roll, which I sometimes do because I try to put too much in them. And the water helps just like a pie crust. It helps to just seal that. So I'm going to put a little more around this edge because that's where I'm going to roll to. This one's a little fatter than I like, so it'll split apart probably, but that's okay. We can fix that with more water. So there's egg roll number one. Was that really tough? I'm going to show you the other way, the way I usually roll them. And I'm going to take my turkey, and it's a little long, so we'll just pinch off the edge. And you can use all the scraps for your last roll of the day if you want. A little less potato this time, because that was way too much. And again, once you do the first one or two, you get a better feel for what you want to do. And right now I'm just going to use the regular stuffing, and when that runs low, I'll make some of the other. And then I'll mark them so I'll know which is which, because somebody might not like the bacon and cheese. Believe that, I don't. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do the ends here. Get them a little bit wet. Now, I like to take this and kind of roll it in first, and then I start my rolling. And I bring the ends up with a little bit of water, because it makes it nice and pretty. Just fold them over, okay? And then I'm going to continue the roll till the very end. And there you have it. There's another egg roll. This is how simple these are to make. Think of all the things you have left over from any big holiday or any dinner that you've made. Believe me, you could probably do these with peanut butter and jelly. I wouldn't recommend it, but I've done it with, like I said earlier, corned beef and cabbage. I make crab ragoon egg rolls. Just look up any crab ragoon recipe, mix it up with the crab or imitation crab, whatever you happen to have on hand. Put a little bit of seasoning that you like in it, and roll it up and then serve it with any kind of a sweet Thai chili sauce. Excellent. I bring those a lot to parties. People seem to really, really enjoy them. So that's when I'm invited somewhere, one of the things I'll make that are pretty quick and easy. And I usually try to keep some of those standard stuffings in my house. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to roll these all up. And then when my tray is full, and I'll let you know how many come out of the package. It must say on there somewhere. I'm not even sure. I just keep rolling until the package is gone. And you know what? I always have one or two in my fridge because I use them so often. And they're such an easy, quick way to make something nice with your leftovers. And again, the water is very important to the shaping. Okay, so we'll come back a little later. Let me finish rolling these up and I'll show you the next step. Okay, we're back and ready to go. I made 19 egg rolls. That's how many little Nasoya egg roll wrappers are in a package. Got my oil, it's been heating up, and I've got another pan all lined with parchment paper and paper towels because I don't like the oily. You can bake these if you really want to save a few calories, because I don't need to do that right now and my cholesterol is really good. I fry a little bit. These can then be frozen and then reheated in the oven or dip them in a real quick fry. I didn't mention if you had ham instead of turkey, ham, potatoes, sweet potatoes, cheese is another egg roll. I mean, pretty much anything you can think of. I'm just going to throw a little piece of breadcrumb in to make sure that it's nice and hot. I can see that bubbling, so I know it is. And that's all I wanted to do with that, is just get ready. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start dropping these little puppies in, now that I know they're hot enough. And if you have them touching each other, they will stick together, so you're better off just need a little teeny bit of space. Try not to splash the oil like I just did. And if they break open, don't worry about it. They'll be fine. And make it brown really quickly, so just give it a little roll, make sure they're not sticking together. Just flip them over. That's how quickly these will cook. Aren't they beautiful? And when you're going to serve them, and I'll enclose at the bottom a little recipe when I do go to serve these as an appetizer or even as a meal. Okay, because I'm going to be reheating these later, I'd rather have them just slightly under brown so that they don't look really dark and burnt when I serve them wherever I'm going to end up with these. Probably one of my brother's houses, or I have company here that I think this is what I want to serve. But they do make a great make-ahead, and as you can see, it took no time at all. The actual rolling probably took me a half hour to do them all, if that. Okay, there you go. Beautiful little egg rolls. Nothing better. Again, they're stuffed with turkey, stuffing, and mashed potatoes. Now, if you're going to serve these at a party, I usually slice them out of diagonal, put them on a nice tray, and I make a little sauce by taking a can of cranberries, or cranberry cocktail, whatever you call it, the cranberry gel. Add a little bit of Dijon mustard, a little bit of water, just a little bit, maybe add a little sugar if it's very tart. You kind of have to taste it. That's how I make things. A lot of these things I just go, that would taste better if I added. And then just mix it up so that it's a loose dipping texture, and you've got it. There is your Thanksgiving dinner in an egg roll. And don't forget, if you had ham instead of turkey, ham, cheese, sweet potatoes, yum. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, please like, follow, share. Appreciate it, and I'll be back with some other recipes soon.